It rained a little bit earlier, but it like cleared up. Right when I landed, like I got an Uber here because I just wanted to be on time, to be honest. So I was like, fuck it.
That worked out.
I'ma just Uber. I'ma just Uber. But when I landed, bro, like the sun, it was like golden hour, and then the birds were chirping, and all the leaves and the green trees and the buildings, bro. It really looked like a movie scene, bro. Like I really trip out that I'm still out here, and like I live in New York, bro, because it just looks like a movie scene, bro. And I'm like waiting. He's like, yep. He's scared. Honestly, he broke my whole, like I was like a little startled a little bit.
He was in
like,
his zen. He was just
yeah. I was just taking it in.
You still not used to the yells yet?
Nah, not yet. I mean, I hear them. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting a little acclimated to it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure.
Have you tried it out yourself yet? Like
I've yelled out a couple years. You know?
Oh yeah.
I'm like and it sounded like pretty native because they said it back. So that's how.
That's how you know how to gauge if like
Yeah.
you one of us now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
slowly, he'll get there.
I started paying rent, bro. I feel like once I started paying rent, I feel like I think I'm pretty deserving.
Yeah, no, you know what I mean? You still got to, it's like an initiation process.
Yeah.
You still got to.
Rent is just like bare minimum.
I should pay for membership.
That's just warm up.
You got to get at least an attempt mugging done on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, all right.
Yeah. You don't have to actually get mugged, but, go
some
kind of violent attempt something. You know what I mean?
I saw that go down on a train, bro.
Oh, you saw one, so that's good.
I saw one.
So
yeah.
that's a start.
That's
real blood, like my man's like got like okay. So when I was waiting for the bus stop and I just saw the car, like it was already like going to a stop, but then there was like one more car going past me, and I'm just seeing through the window just like this dude like throwing hands like down. So obviously the other homie was down there, but once the doors opened, he flew out like Jazz on Fresh Prince. He just went flew out, and then he followed back and started getting him. I think he was the dude he was beating up. I think he was just kind of like a little out of his head, a little bit, little crazies. Is what they call them, little crazies. It was bad enough to where like the dude was pretty much done, bro. He won, like you know what I mean. So like I had to tell homie like because I know the rule is mind your fucking business. But this one like I was like yo, I say he got it, bro. You got it. He got it.
Yeah, no, you see, no.
Yeah, I did. That's the southern in me, I guess.
Yeah, you're not there yet. You need about another 6 months.
Damn. All right, bet.
You're almost there.
Yeah, because they'll fuck around and jump you. Oh,
All right, bet.
Oh, y'all together now.
That's what gave it away. I almost was here. I was almost here, and he said, "Fuck." I said something.
That's the good Samaritan shit.
I helped him. Yeah.
There's not too many of those left.
Brooklyn Basement Podcast.
Here you are back again. Hey, where you been at? Hey, the whole summer you've been missing.
Man, I've been editing. You know how that goes. Oh no, you don't know how that goes.
You do all the editing. I just wait, like complain. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What's a new podcast? What's a new episode? But we're here. We back with a friend of ours.
Cris Sosa.
Cris Sosa's in the building.
Yo, what up?
Texas in the building. Texas
in the building.
Texas.
Yes, sir.
What part of Texas?
Houston.
H-Town.
H-Town, hold it down, baby. You know what I'm talking about already.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how long you been in New York now?
I've been in New York for 7 months now. Moved out here in January.
Nice.
So July, we here. 7 months.
A year. Wait till it hits the year mark. He hasn't did the Christmas yet. So you haven't. Oh yeah, January cold weather. Yeah, he did it.
But then when I moved out here, apparently it was like one of the best winters that New York's had.
Oh yeah, no snow.
I was talking mad shit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Nah, we had a sweet
like,
this year.
This is what y'all. Complain about.
Oh no, it gets cold.
Yeah, it
no snow this year. I mean, barely. We had a little bit of snow, but yeah, it was a warm winter.
Cris is a stand-up comic from coming out of H-Town, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
We met a couple weeks back at when Julio was doing a show in Ray DeJean's club.
Yeah. That's where I met him too. I met him in 275, the park.
275.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with Edgar Rivera. Shout out to Edgar. You know what I mean?
Man. Shout out to Tangana.
Yeah, Tangana. Yeah.
Yo. Every time I call her, he'd be like, yo. What's up, son?
Yeah.
So we were chopping it up, and he was like, "Yo, come down to the podcast." He said, "Sure."
Yeah, dope.
So here he is.
Yeah,
dope.
No, for
so
sure.
how you like the circuit? I mean, the circuit, how's it treating you so far? So good?
It's been dope, bro. Like we really like. I came out here for the New York Comedy Festival, which was back in like early November,
right?
And or maybe like late October. But I came out here for the week. I got onto the homie Ralph Barbosa's show. Mm-hmm. He was doing a screening for his 30-minute special on HBO, and so he put me on his show. And I was meeting like a bunch of comics, and I've already like we knew each other like familiar faces because of social media and stuff like that.
Right.
But whenever like I got on stage, I had like it was received well, you know what I mean? And then like I did a couple more shows, And that's where I was like, okay, I got the feel of New York. I got to feel the people, the culture, the comedy scene. And every show that I've done so far, another comedian, because y'all, every comedian out here got a show, like got a room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like I would do a show, and then a comedian on the lineup would be like, yo, like, you trying to do my room? Or like, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of just been like a snowball effect. So
how is it back home, the comedy scene? Is it much slower than it is here? Or?
Well, I actually I started doing comedy in L.A. So I moved to L.A. back in 2013. I was 19, and I moved to L.A. and I started doing comedy like when I was 20, 21. And so the comedy scene was like, I didn't really know the Houston comedy scene.
Gotcha.
And I didn't know the Houston comedy scene until when I moved back during the pandemic. And then even then, like, it was kind of slow. We just got like the Houston Improv. We got a couple other like, you know, main rooms, or the Secret Group. But there's not like a bunch of rooms out there. You gotta like go to Austin or go to Dallas.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Even Dallas too. But in comparison to New York, I would say that in comparison to New York to LA, I've never like booked as many shows in a week versus like what I would do in LA. LA was it was slow for me, at least. I wasn't really booking that much.
So what, you went to LA for acting or something initially?
Yeah, I mean, all around, to be honest. Like, I'm like you
just want to get on.
Yeah, I just want to be an entertainer, bro. Like, I was dancing, I was acting in theater in high school, doing talent shows, dancing. I'm also an artist, so I would like, you know, be painting and submit to these art, you know, competitions. I was just kind of just like a renaissance, you know what I mean? So I knew
played a mime in high school and all that.
No, I didn't do the mime. I didn't do the mime, bro. But yeah, so like I just knew like I just wanted to be an entertainer, an artist, an entertainer, a creative. I started off making like videos for YouTube. I started editing. That's how I learned how to edit. I learned how to graphic design. Like I was screen printing, so I was also printing T-shirts for the school. Like I was always kind of like, I always had a hustler's mentality. You know what I'm saying? So like I always just like, whenever I mentioned like, yo, I want to move to LA, my people kind of already saw the patterns. They were always just like, all right, like, you sure that's what you want to do? Like, all right, cool. They're just rocking.
There was no real surprise. It's like, yeah, we figured you would be going that way.
Yeah. My brother was in college, and I went to college for like 2 weeks, bro, and I wouldn't. I found out real quick. I was like, this ain't it.
Right.
Yeah, that was for theater. I had an acting scholarship, so it was like you do the first 2 years in this theater program, which was a community college, and then after that you can transfer to any university in Texas. But yeah, like I said, the regular like school program, like school aspect of it, I was like, that wasn't for me.
Like,
man.
wait, I'm a theater major. Why am I doing math?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly. And then I wasn't really like open or like really knew that you can do like, you know, performing arts schools and all these things. You know what I mean? Right. And then if it was like too expensive. You know what I'm saying? Like I applied the college that I did apply for was USC. And I didn't know that USC was so prestige and all this shit. I just like, I looked up like film school. You know what I mean? Like,
that's where I want to go.
Yeah. Man, yo, that rejection letter came like quicker than when I sent it out. You know what I'm saying? Right.
So, wait, let me give it to you first.
Yeah. Right when I closed the mailbox, it just opened right back up. Like
instant reply.
Yeah, straight up.
So once you got there, how long did it take before you really got on anything?
In LA, so one of my
tell us about the struggle.
Yeah, no, for sure. So when I moved to LA, I was living in a studio building in Koreatown, and I was sharing a studio like smaller than this room, bro. I was sharing it with it was a random chick. I didn't know her, so it was like I just met her because of the landlord. The landlord. She knew that I was from it. Shout out to, she was the landlord of the building, but her name is Ty Young. She's a celebrity makeup artist, super dope. She's really like killing it, like in the game. But during that time, she was the landlord of the building, and she recognized that I was from Houston. She's from Houston, and somebody in the building needed help with the stew and stuff like that. It was just like, yo, you looking for a roommate? Somebody's just moved out here, just like connected it, and I was so eager. I was living in a hotel, bro. Like so. I was like, I'm down. Like, you know what I mean? We had like one like chat where like we met at her crib in the apartment in the building. We were talking for a bit, kind of felt each other's vibe. We're like, you down? All right, down. And I did that. And I was sleeping on an air mattress, next to her real mattress that was on the floor. Like,
she wasn't bringing no guys over on the weekend.
She
you gotta listen to this. You're like, oh, man.
Yo, she did, yo. Like
that's crazy.
Yeah, she would bring a dude, yo, and like I'm like in my head, like I don't know like what she would tell them. You know what I mean?
My
like,
brother.
Yeah, I don't know what she was going with, but like it wasn't awkward when they would come in. They were like, we like engaging, having conversations and shit. But then when it's time to go to bed, like I'm
Scoot over.
Yeah, they on the mattress, bro, and then you just hear me like my air mattress like. And it's not that long, bro. My bad, y'all. Real quick. Yeah, it was. I had to like turn away, like my back was faced towards them. But
so you would fake sleep while you hear the shit going on.
I was like, man, I know. So like,
that sucks.
Like, whoa. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was awkward in the morning. So
yeah. So how was she?
Yeah. Short night for you, huh?
Yeah, straight up, bro. Yeah, man.
That's the struggle.
Yeah,
that's a real struggle.
And you know, I still have those photos. Like, you know, I don't know if y'all do this, but I always look at like some terrible moments in my life, and I go, this would be a dope moment to capture, like for the story, for the book.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know if it's like that's a level of narcissism, but like I always be thinking like, man, this documentary finna be wild. You know?
No.
I already started.
No, that's great because it's real. Yeah, everybody wants real, and that's real.
Yeah. So like I got the picture of like my situation, like the way I was like folding the air mattress and shit like that. Like I got all
so
those.
You look back and like, wow, I remember that time.
Yeah, for real, bro. That shit.
So
really
you're
happened.
Because in your mind you already know I'm gonna make it.
Yeah,
this
for
is just
sure.
a moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like, what is your style in comedy? Like, you talk about stuff that you know, like things that you grew up with. You know, the struggles.
I was when I started doing comedy, I was trying to do like really create jokes that came out of just being creative and trying to you know, be topical or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I found the best ones to deliver were the ones that were personal. You know what I mean? And it was like, okay, well, that's gonna keep me from like stealing jokes. Like whenever I started hearing jokes that were kind of like, well, I know like there's a lot that are like premises out there that, you know, they can be similar or whatever, but they were just like if it was topical, you know what I mean? Where I'm like, damn, okay, well, I want to make sure I want to stay as authentic as possible. Like, how can I make it myself? So, you know, being Puerto Rican, Dominican, and Mexican, I was like, okay, well, that's pretty specific. I'll just go off of that. Okay, I don't speak a lot of Spanish. I actually speak very little Spanish. Okay, that's another thing. You know what I mean? Like, I know that there are people that can relate, and there's also comics that can relate and have the same thing. But I knew that for me, it was going to come out authentic. It wasn't going to come out like, what's going on with?
Especially, how old are you?
I'm 30 now.
The older heads were more into like, yo, learn Spanish or you should know Spanish. But versus like now, people your age is like,
they're in the same boat.
They
we don't know Spanish. Fuck it. We don't know it together.
Will barely knows English. And,
no, my Spanish fucked up. I'm in the same boat.
You Puerto Rican?
Yeah. But
that's what it is, right?
Yeah, it's this. No, you know what it is? We have a name out here. They call us New Yorkers.
New Yorkers, yeah.
Right, so then those are the people that don't speak Spanish at all.
Right.
So we're Puerto Ricans, which are hated by regular island Puerto Ricans. They hate us.
Oh, word.
So, and we don't speak Spanish well. Like, I sound like I do. I mean, I don't know if you caught it when we was in the store. I sound like...
I do the same shit, bro. I'll throw in a little, like, ya tú sabes. You know what I'm saying? I'll throw in a little, like, mira.
Yeah. You throw some more bullshit.
Yeah.
But until they start a conversation, you be like, ¿qué? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I go immediately to English. You know what I'm saying? I go straight to English.
So
bro.
what's the like the loophole? Talk English, like 5 words, 1 Spanish random word, 8 more English words, and it just kind of like...
No, throw what you can out there. It's called Spanglish. Just throw it out there. Throw what you
can. With my abuela, she'll talk to me in Spanish, but I respond in English, but we meet in the middle with the accent.
Right.
Because when she talks in English, she's like, what did you want to eat? Huh? You want to eat buffet? You want a sandwich? And I'm like, I think I can do like maybe like, and I can do a little bit like a hot dog, you know, a sandwich. She's like, okay.
And that's English Spanish what he's
doing.
And
now you're in the scene of Scarface somehow.
Right.
Negotiating deals.
Yeah.
Negotiating hot dogs with grandma.
That's how I talk to my abuela, for real.
That's what's up. Yeah.
So how long you been doing it all together?
All together now, been about like 8-9 years.
Nice.
Yep.
Any highlights? What's your biggest highlight so far? So good.
Oh man, stand-up game.
Yeah.
Biggest highlight? I guess I could say the biggest crowd I performed in front of was like 2,500 people.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's a big highlight.
That's huge.
I was hosting for. I was on the road with Mike Epps.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I was able to do.
So you've been on some stages then.
Yeah, that was okay. So I'll say that was my highlight, just because I was able to feel like what it felt like to be on the road. To be on the road with a icon like Mike Epps,
right?
You know what I mean, like a level like that. Mm-hmm. That was a dope feeling. You know, what I'm saying?
That's a highlight for sure.
Yeah, I got to really see it and see what it's like to be on the road and be in a hotel and like in the morning, like what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like Mike woke me up at like 6, 7 in the morning, like wake your ass up. And I'm like, what's up? And he's like, come downstairs to the gym. I'm like, all right, like he's just on the treadmill, yo. Like, I go right next to him. I'm thinking like, do I go the same speed as him, or do I, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know, I don't want to like outrun, you know what I'm saying? Where I'm just like, he's like kind of chilling. I'm like, I just kept it like whatever paces he was on, I was on that pace. Yeah.
But that's dope because at the same time, it teaches you about the work ethic that you need to have to be on that level, right? Because you don't. People probably just think is get on stage, party, get on, but there's more to it than just that stuff, right?
Yeah, that running's key. The running's key because you got the stamina on stage. Because I find myself not, and then having to continue talking, and that messes up the momentum of what you're trying to say.
Yeah, and it's also just a discipline type of thing too. Like the fact that he got up that early to do that, you know what I mean? Like there's some comics we know, like you know, you go on the road, you ain't talking about working out, like you want to go. Maybe if you're gonna get up, you're gonna want to like go explore the city or something. You know what I mean? The town that you're in. But yeah, doing something like that, I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna hit it. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, for sure. We were doing push-ups and like we were trying to like, you know, he was kind of going off of my speed at one point, like you know, seeing like what I'm gonna do, and I'm like, man, you know, I just I like doing body work stuff, you know. I just started doing push-ups. We're doing sets of 20, so we did like 5 sets of 20. But we're getting to the last set. And I was like, come on, let's hit it. But it was going to be 100. But he just did 10. But when he got to 10, he said it out loud. He was like, 90. And just got up. like he was like, I go to 90. You know what I'm saying? He did it with pride, too. He was like 90 and got up. I was like, all right, for sure. Like,
which is a weird number, too, right?
Yeah, so we're like 92. Okay, yeah. That's my year.
That's the year I done it.
But and you also do work out of comedy too, right? Outside of comedy, you do acting still, no?
Yeah. So acting as well. Also like on the creative side, I also like produce content as well, like creating shows and stuff online, digital shows, series and stuff like that. But with acting, it was my biggest one with that one was Insecure. Yeah. I got on Insecure with Issa Rae. So that was the answer to your first question, yo. My bad. The first question you asked was like that was the first thing that I got into, and that was Issa's. Yeah. It was a web series that Issa was producing and directing, which was called The Choir. And so this is like Issa Rae is doing stuff on YouTube. And she got connected with Pharrell, and Pharrell had a network called Others. And so she had like a series to do on there, and I got connected with that. And that was also because of Ty Young, my landlord, who was doing...
Shout out to the landlord.
Yeah, for real.
She making sure you pay the rent. That's what it is. Right. Let me get some money in this guy's pocket.
If he's working, he's paying. That's
No, yo, for real, man. She was one of the first people to like really be like, yo, you got something. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she's my landlord, but this was something that like, obviously that's her side gig. Her main gig, what she wants to do is like she's doing makeup and stuff. And and she's from Houston. We got that Houston, mentality, yo. That hustle. That hustle, yo. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Houston is similar to New York, then, in that sense, right?
There's a different pace. Like y'all got a different pace. Y'all move a little quicker, but the mentality of like we got to get it. Like for sure.
Right.
I recognize it. Big time. Hell yeah. Mm-hmm.
So going back home, when you go to the comedy clubs, how is it? How have they been receiving you and stuff now that? You know what I mean? You've been putting in the work and... Yeah.
So when I go back home, I perform in the Houston Improv. That's mainly like the main like stage. Right. Like when I do go back home to get a show, it's very rare that I book a show that's like outside of that. Because again, I never really built my rep in that circuit. So not a lot of comics from Houston know, you know what I mean? Which there's nothing against them or the same thing with me. Like it's just kind of how the cards were dealt. So when I get shows in Houston, it'd be the Improv because there's comedians that I know from LA that they're headlining at the Improv. They know I'm from Houston, and they like, yo, like, you want to get down to your hometown? It gets them like to bring some more people out there. I'm gonna bring my family. That's gonna do half the audience.
So there's no bunch of rooms like out here, like you can find shows at bars or like just random spots.
They do have like some bars that they'll have like comedy shows, but. Nah, not like out here, bro. It's like the Mecca out here.
Because right now you can go outside and go and find like 5 mics right now.
Shit, you can perform on the train if you want to.
Y'all got it set up right here in the corner, bro. Like, no, that's one of the best things about New York, bro. Like, what? Like,
No excuse. There's no excuse.
Yeah,
you can perform every single day in New York City from Sunday to Sunday.
Yeah,
no excuse why you shouldn't.
Oh man, when I hear that, it's still like a slap in the face because I haven't been there yet. I've been here for 7 months, but I've never done it every day.
No, you'll get it.
Why not?
Because you don't the plugs. You gotta make the plugs.
I still gotta make the connection.
You'll get it. He'll figure out. Oh, you do Mondays. All right, nigga does Tuesdays. All right, does Wednesdays and. Yeah, and it'll go on, and then the Wednesdays will be the Saturdays.
The people, right?
Yes, it's just making the links, and eventually he will. I mean, he's in the right spot. I mean, like I said, I met him once. Then we performed together. The next time I seen him, so he's making the rounds.
Yeah,
you know,
and that's my mentality, bro. Like, even like coming on something like this, yo. Like, I know that there's homies that are gonna be watching this, or even like y'all's listeners and viewers and stuff. Like, they'll know, like, oh shit, okay, I'm really out here.
Will got a couple of spots.
I was telling him that off camera. I was like, yeah, we could definitely rock out.
He got that month
because that's how Edgar introduced us. Yeah, this is Will. He'll put you on. No, like, that's great. Edgar, that's great. I never even seen him rock. Thank you, Edgar.
Yeah,
but then you got a good cosign. So
Edgar was a great cosign.
That's where I'm like, I'm also. It's a gift and a curse because, like, yes, I could be going out to more clubs and making more connections more than I am now, but I am leaning on the fact that, like, okay, Edgar is gonna throw me some people. Julio connected with some folks. Ian Lara's connecting me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of just like,
you got spoiled.
Right, I think I got spoiled. No,
don't though. That's the last thing you want to do. You want to make your own connection because then.
100%.
I mean, you still just got to go out there and show support.
I got to feel it. Yeah. So I got to go through I got to go through it. You know what I'm
saying? So people don't feel like, oh, you just get on stage and not coming. You know what I mean? Like,
because that's how Julio did it. He went, I mean, every day after. So once he just every day that kid was every 2-3 shows a night.
I respect it, bro.
Now he's at 2-3 a night. Easy.
Yeah.
You know, easy. He's like, yo, I got another one.
I will say, like, for sure, I'm bringing my car out here. I got a car in Houston. Nice. I was just trying to do the whole, I'm going to New York. I'm not going to need a car. What do we, all that type of shit.
You don't, though. You really
I know
don't.
I don't. I've been good for 7 months. And I'm a driver, bro. Like, I drive stick shift. Bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's a driver.
Yeah, I get down, but
don't bring that out here. You'll get tired.
Right.
Yeah, you need an automatic. Let's trade it in.
But now I'm like, yo, fuck this. I got nothing else to prove. I got nobody to prove, bro. Like, I get it. I did it.
No, you get more work that way too.
Yeah.
Because then they could tell you, oh, like, let's go to upstate New York. I'll give you this and drive out there. Because it's a different realm. They look at you different. Because a lot of comics don't have cars. Well, if you do, you could travel further.
Around.
Yeah, you can travel further.
Yeah, like Pennsylvania and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Yeah, that shit is CT. Connecticut is another spot that's hard out there.
So just to also put another layer of being spoiled, I'm like, I'm also waiting for my car.
Yeah.
It's on the way soon.
Yeah, I have a car.
Yeah. I'm like, I can't walk with you peasants. No. It's dope. It's a great experience. It honestly, it is such a one. It's humbling. It's too like it, and it also feels good for the hustle because it makes it worth it. You're like, yeah, I'm really out here walking. Y'all, I got to actually get to these places. You know what I mean? Puts more respect on y'all, like the comedians who are really out here doing it. Like Julio, you know what I'm saying? Where you're like, but
Julio wants a car too. All of them do.
No, he has a car now.
Okay. He has a car now. But you do because you get places faster. You get more done. You get more done because you get, instead of 2 shows in a night, you can do 4 because you rotting.
I'm out here, guys. New York. I'm out here.
He's here.
Yeah, he's here.
Where you staying, in Brooklyn, Queens? Man?
I'm in Brooklyn. Best I.
And that's the best
Do
place.
or die.
If you're going to start at somewhere, let it be Brooklyn.
Yeah. That's what I was getting. I was getting recommendations because I was living in Queens when I first came out here with my boy JP.
Okay.
And he's a cold photographer, videographer. He's also a dancer too. B-boy, he gets down. But I was staying with him in Queens. Like when I first came here, I was like just on apartments.com, every like a building app you could do, and I was just like searching. But a lot of the like recommendations was like, go to Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn would be good.
Because you could go into, a lot of stuff is already going on in Brooklyn as it is, and then you could also get into the city quicker. Living in Harlem or Manhattan would have been good too. You know what I mean?
But Brooklyn's like center mass, so you can do everything around. You got the Harlem, you got the Queen, you can go back to Queens. Even do Staten Island from Brooklyn. You got to fuck with the ferry, but you could do it all from Brooklyn.
I got to do that too. I got to ride the ferry.
The ferry, you got to do
You know the thing about New York, bro, and New Yorkers is that there's always something that I got to do. They're like, yo, you haven't done the ferry? You got to do the ferry, bro. But you haven't walked you got to do that. You're like, bro.
But to keep it 100 with you about New Yorkers, a lot of us don't do shit.
Word.
Like I never did the Statue of Liberty. I never been no fucking statue. I never been.
I just did the Empire State Building like last year because
really?
Because a relative was in town and like, I'm like, we don't do that shit.
Yeah, we don't do none of that shit.
Like, you go to Rockefeller Center. I mean,
yeah. Okay.
I've never been to like the New Year's Eve ball drop.
Never.
Nobody.
I'm not going over there with all these fucking people.
You don't get stuck in there. Like once you in there, you in there. You gotta,
no bathroom, no nothing. Motherfuckers take buckets and bottles to pee. Yeah, because you can't. Once you
you can't get out.
You can't get out. You stuck. So that's why.
Okay, well, yeah, that's a little much.
It's just certain things New York is.
You just don't do.
Yeah, we be here forever. Never. Shit, there's so many I didn't do. Rockefeller, Empire State. I never did Empire State. World Trade Center's rest they sold before they went down.
I did World Trade for a school trip like on 3rd grade.
Word.
That's it. Nobody goes like, yo, let's go to World Trade.
Yeah. I gotta check out the they got the new Jay-Z museum. That just
I saw that.
Exhibit.
Yeah.
That's
I gotta
pretty
check
cool.
that out at the library, Brooklyn Library.
That's right downtown, the Brooklyn Grand Army Plaza. Down there.
And also I just wanted to say I live in Brooklyn. Brooklyn just sounds cool to say. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe Harlem, you know, say cool. Yeah, like they're saying the borough is cool, but like Brooklyn was the one. Like damn,
it sounds dope.
Yeah, it sounds cool. Oh, you know what? No, I got my couch from Jersey. When I got my building, I was looking for 2 things. I wanted a couch with a pull-out bed, and I also wanted a Murphy bed, and I got both. And
would you go like an offer up or one of those, or you bought?
Hell yeah, offer up, Facebook Market. Yo, that's my shit, bro.
You gotta get somebody else's DNA and all that in the crib.
Hey man, it's all good. It's like I also go off of like energies too. Like when I go there, like they want me to check the furniture, but I'm really checking their vibe too. Like, are they gonna put any type of bad juju on my shit? Right. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
So you judge the furniture by the owner,
like when I went to Jersey, I went and got this couch, and I got me a Murphy bed, and the Murphy bed.
Dope.
Yeah, that's tight.
What's the Murphy bed? The one that slides
that comes off the wall. What? I was putting down like a wall bed and stuff like that until I finally it's called a Murphy bed, and then that's what I was putting in. And those things go for like $2,000, $2,400. Like, yeah, and then you got to get like Murphy bed movers. It's a whole thing. Yeah, I got mine for $300.
Because those springs, you could get hurt with them springs.
Yeah,
they pop off the Murphy bed.
Yeah, that's where I took the hit, because the Murphy bed movers, they're like $900 for my situation, the distance and all that. It was in Flatbush, so they didn't have to go too far.
Right.
I'm from New York, Flatbush.
Yeah, all right. You're New Eureka now, right?
Like, yeah, right. But yeah, so it was a good lick. It was a good little. I'm talking about furniture. It's hype.
It's exciting. You know what I mean?
It's exciting.
You're doing your own thing. You feel independent.
So what's next acting wise? You doing anything acting out here besides
acting? So I've already done. So my acting coach back in L.A., he would go back and forth, but he was living in New York for a minute. So when I came out here, ironically, he moved to Houston, but he was doing some classes. So recently, like I've been back in class, just getting staying sharp.
If you don't act often, you do get rusty, and it kind of like
it shows. It's like a muscle, bro. It's like stand up, same thing. Like if you don't hit the stage, if you don't hit the stage, you kind of you can use the stuff that works, but it's still gonna be a little off.
It could be seen it, as you can see
the confidence and all that.
And man, like I don't know. It's like this with everybody, bro. Like acting and being on camera and stuff like that. You're gonna be conscious of like, I hope this is coming out good. But even if you're in that space, then you're already like, you have to be so engulfed in the character that you're not even thinking about that type of shit. You're literally you're present, and you're doing it for the other actor, and the other actor's doing it for you. And you're just in that scene. You're not even thinking about anything around you. But to get to that space, it takes a lot of work, bro.
What's a dream role for you? What's a role that you like?
I want to do something like I want to do something like The Mask. Jim Carrey? Yeah. Jim Carrey.
Not the other one with the guy with the messed up face.
No.
That's a different mask.
Yeah. I want to do something like that, man. Like I'm like Jim Carrey is my favorite entertainer of all time. Right. And comedy, funny, like his energy, his facial expressions, just everything. And then I grew up with him, so that era too was still like Adam Sandler. I love. Chris Tucker, Chris Rock, like Jamie Foxx. That's another one that I love too. So like I want to do something like The Mask that's like physical, or even something like action, but like kind of fly too. You know what I mean? Like I kind of want to be like fresh with it, So
your style of comedy is more physical, you think?
I think so. Yeah, I think I'm more. I can be animated for sure.
Favorite actor?
Favorite actor? Favorite actor? Let me see.
See the accent? He's getting the accent. He's practicing. He's practicing.
My favorite actor would be. I mean, I guess I would have to say like still sticking with Jim Carrey, but even if I don't say him, then I would say like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Nice.
I like Leo. Yeah, I like Leo. He's nice with it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Like Catch Me If You Can is one of my favorite Leo.
I love that movie.
Man, what?
And it's nobody really brings that movie up when they talk about it much, right?
Yo, let me tell you something, bro. That movie right there had me like, oh, I can manipulate the world. Mm-hmm. I can really, you can move in a way that you can actually like
manipulate the world.
Get past. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, Wolf of Wall Street had me like that. I could fucking Wolf of
Wall Street. And both were based on a true story.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No, he's nice.
Would it be easier for someone to get into character based on a movie based on a true story because they could study the character versus like a character that kind of was made up and you kind of like gotta imagine what this person would be like?
That's that's a good point. I think it would be more work to do somebody who's a true story because you have to go based off of somebody who's real and you have to really truly become like for Jamie Foxx to do Ray Charles. Right. You know what I mean? Like you gotta really sell that you're Ray Charles because if not, then you're really just gonna be like,
suck.
Yeah, you're like,
he hung out with Ray for a while.
You know what I'm saying?
He fucked with Ray, even played piano with him. At the time. And Ray was like, no, that's not the way I play.
Yeah.
Like Johnny Depp when he played was it George Young and Blow. I watched the the director's cuts or whatever, and where they interviewed the actual guy, and he was like that when he watched it, he felt like he was watching himself as a younger man. That's how much of a good
acting for your ass.
That's a good job that Johnny Depp did on that movie. And when you see the real guy, you see the mannerisms and all that. You're like, oh shit, he really got into it.
That's impressive, bro. I love that shit. That's super cool, man. I think the other way, like if you create a character, I think you can have more fun with that. You know what I mean? Creative freedom and like, you know what I mean? Like Heath Ledger doing the Joker, like.
Oh, kind of like Denzel in Training Day was like.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He made that character like super like, damn, you feel it.
Yeah.
Like this is a real person.
Yup.
Chris, in your ideal world, if you had a choice, if they said actor or comedian, what would you do?
Oh,
that's a good question.
I would do actor.
You would go actor.
Yeah. Comedy was something like it's like I've always known that I was funny.
Right.
And I always know that I got that. In the comedy world, it's cool to tell jokes, but I like to create worlds. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of want to, like even with my delivery, I do my best to like paint a picture. Or even if I'm not doing the whole painting a picture, even with my act outs, I just want to be like I don't know, like lost in it. You know what I'm saying? I want to get lost.
I feel like you could explore with your imagination more when it comes to acting.
Yeah. Like Martin to do the Martin show, he was able to like really engulf these characters that he made, like, you know, the Dragonfly and all that, but also just acting as Martin, like, you know, as a boyfriend, as a employee, like being a DJ at a radio station, like him doing all that. You're like, yo, like you're really watching this character do this. You're not watching Martin the comedian. Like you're watching,
and then not just one episode, throughout different episodes and carrying this on. And there had been at least 8 different characters that he played on there.
Oh yeah, we everything. The security guard, Dragonfly Jones, Shanae, the little kid, Roscoe. He played a lot of different characters.
Office Bob.
Yep. He killed.
And that's a different level like of a work ethic, yo. Like you know what I mean? Like back in the day, like when we're talking about these legends, like we also got to think about like the work that they put in because they weren't going off of a following and all these things. They're not going off of a status. They're literally just going off of like, I mean, yeah, they were nice on stage, but they were so nice on stage that they were popular without social media. They were like really like flyers and posters going around. The word was getting around. And then a director saw them perform.
Put in that work.
Yeah. What? That's what like, that's another respect that I got with New York. I think that work ethic is still there. It's still there. You know what I mean? Like there's New Yorkers that really get down. Yeah, you got the new generation that you can argue that maybe a little lazier than the older generations, but I think in general, in the East Coast, I got that that work.
And so for someone like you that you say, you know, creatively you could tap into a bunch of different things, is it easier now? Like let's say you could write your own script, your own stuff, produce because you're filming at it yourself. You could do all that and kind of put it up there where you can get a buzz for yourself as all these different things. Writer, actor, producer.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's cool. It could be overwhelming. It could be, you can outburn yourself and stuff like that. So that's been the main thing that I've been learning is getting help from other people. You know what I mean? Because I can do everything. I get into my own head where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna edit it, and then I'm gonna cut it, and I'm gonna design this, and I'm gonna do this, and like, I'm giving myself like 7 jobs,
and then never really get started. Any of them,
and then because you think about it, and then you just like, you literally just start chopping your own shit where you're just like going to sleep. You just like sleep it off. You know what I'm saying? Like it's more work when like it's like. I mean, of course, like, money is a if you have money, you can pay pay this person, but that's another thing too. I know how to do a lot of shit because I was too broke to pay somebody else to do it. So it's like
you gotta learn.
You learn, you know what I mean? And then, being a creative, you can learn how to do something, and then you can also, be nice with it too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's like delegating like where I can get help in, because I would love to just like be, a creative. I would love to like have these ideas and then have people help
build the ideas.
You know what I'm saying? I just got done shooting in Miami with All Def and All Def Latino, which that was another thing that I just blessed and like to be able to create. But it was just like being with the team, being on a production, being on a set, especially with people that I know. That's another great thing. But individuals that are like dope at what they do, and we got amazing DPs and lighting and gaffers and all that stuff. Where you're just like producers and all that. Where all I got to do is like, I co-produce, so I had to do some of the work, but I also got to perform. I got to get in front of the camera and go do these back-to-back episodes of this character that I got going on. It's Papo Slice. So Papo Slice is the host. And so, I got to stay in that. You know what I mean? So I couldn't imagine cut and then going back to the screen. Like, okay, so we're going to cut on this camera and we're going to, like, I know people do that, Tyler Perry type shit. Like, but I'm like, it's levels, you know what I'm saying?
You got to kind of keep your mind focused in that main thing.
So All Def, what's that all about for people that don't know?
Yeah. So All Def originated with Russell Simmons. It was like for his Def Jam, Def Comedy Jam, but then he just brought it to the digital world. So it was All Def Digital, and then now just All Def. And they just had their 10-year anniversary. I've been with them since like 2016. And they're a media company. They got a bunch of on all platforms: YouTube, Twitter, IG, TikTok, everything. But it's online content, so you're watching series, original content.
And I think I saw something about they trying to bring Comic View back.
Yeah, they did.
Like that,
They did bring Comic View back. So Comic View.
Kevin Hart. Yeah,
Kevin Hart.
Bring it back to BET.
To that. So, but they already got the line of set. You can't even audition. Now they already knew.
But at least you know what I mean? It brings that nostalgia back up.
No, it will. Yeah. That's only the first season they got is, because they want to come out strong. So they got these dudes to set it off. Yeah. And after that, it'll start, the way BT Comic View was. Then people start coming in on audition and they'll fly you in from this city and this city.
And there's a lot of other digital platforms now that they, highlight stand-up comedy. So do younger comedians still look at a Tonight Show and stuff like that as a thing to get on, or like?
I think so. Yeah, for sure. Like in the comedy journey of just like straight comedy, traditional world, you wanna get on the road. You want to feature for somebody. You want to open for somebody. You want to have your your late night shows, Tonight shows, your 5-minute spots.
Right.
You know what I mean? You want to get called to the chair, like, you know what I mean? Like those are like the nostalgic moments, right? That, be amazing. And then, got auditioned for SNL, you know what I'm saying? Right. And like, get that feel, whether you get it or not, you just have that feeling of like audition for SNL. It's like, these are the past. It was like Mad TV or like Wildin' Out. Like Wildin' Out now is one of the ones where you're like, man, you want to get on Wildin' Out. You know what I'm saying? So, I would say.
So it's this thing that you still check the box.
Yeah, I think so. For me personally, like I still have I've always had this since I was younger, but I always have if everybody's doing it, then I'm gonna go this way. I always, I kind of just had that. Right. I want to be like outside the box. Right. Now I know like I've auditioned for Wildin' Out, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't get it back in the day. But before, it was I auditioned like 2 years ago, and I was like, that was my time. But prior to that, like I never really knew what the auditions, like how the auditions were coming up. Like I'll see like homies that would get on, but I'm like, yo, where are these auditions coming from? Like, it never like crossed my lap. So it automatically put me in a place of like, well, it just ain't supposed to be like for me like that. I'm quick to just be like, oh, well, I'm supposed to be going this way anyway. You know what I'm saying?
How do guys find out about stuff like that? Auditions for, like, if you was a new guy, or a new guy came up to you like, yo, how do I do that? How do I
literally
get on?
I still don't have the answer. The way it happened to me was that I got reached out to on Instagram. Like, it was one of the casting directors for Wildin' Out, and they were like,
probably just put in work, create that buzz, put in work.
Okay, yeah, that would be the way for me. That's how it went for me.
That's the new way.
I just stayed in my own lane, because whenever you like stay thinking about like how did they do it, you're just like adding more time of not doing anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to like.
So there's no like casting call blogs or anything like that people just.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know. Like, so, you know, there's a lot of spammy stuff out there. You know what I mean? You just see like something pop up on your Facebook of being like Wildin' Out casting. You're like, is it
send
really?
us 500?
You know, stuff like that where you're like, nah, but yeah. How it went down for me. I wish I had the answer of like you could email this, but like I don't. Like, I just.
Nah, it's usually that they find you on the gram because you the shit. You pop in and they call you. They reach out on the gram. Hey, this is such and such.
Right. Somebody's like, yo, who's the hottest kid right now?
Right. Because that's the way it happened for all of them.
Yeah, I did mine, and like, yeah, my freestyle wasn't crazy. I was doing like Nick Cannon jokes. You know what I mean? Like, I threw in some baby jokes and stuff like that. But I mean, it didn't go through. You know what I mean? So I was still on the like. I mean, I'm probably not even supposed to be on Wildin' Out anyway. I was kind of like on that. So when I auditioned, I still, of course, I mean, you want to get on, it's Wildin' Out, right? But no, I didn't cut it. So I was just like, all right, well, you know, that it was just real. It was more validation of like, okay, I'm probably supposed to be going like this different path, you know, like. But I've always been that way, so it's never like been anything new for me to be like being down about like shit that I don't get. I kind of just know that like my path is like so specific to me that it don't really like matter, you know?
Right.
So the main thing is just keep focusing.
He's staying in his own lane.
Staying in my own lane, man. Staying out the way. You know what I mean?
That's the way you got to do it, though, because when it hits, at least you're where you need to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it was for me.
Yeah. You're where exactly where you need to be. I don't got to step forward. I don't got to step back. I'm right where I need to be. But, you know, that's what they say success is. You know, preparation meets opportunity, success.
What's your favorite city in regards to like crowds and stuff like that?
That one, I'll say. Okay, I'm gonna get. I like performing in Sacramento. It's kind of random. I've been in a lot of places, but this one spot in Sacramento, Laughs Unlimited. That show, every time I went there, it's a packed house and it's great energy. It was actually the first stage that I ever done like a feature spot, so like 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Nice. It's like, and having that type of pressure of like, man, I gotta have 30. I gotta be talking. But like once I really like got into it, then it's like, oh man, you have more fun, yo. Like
when
you
flies by,
man, what? Yeah.
But you think about 30 minutes, or you sit there watch an episode or something like, damn, I gotta talk for that long.
Yeah.
But when it happens, it happens.
It's like boom, because you can like you have more wiggle room, you have more room to like play around with a joke, you have room to like crowd work a little bit, you know, like you kind of like you can pace it. You can pace it 25 to 30 minutes, like it's a good like pacing set.
Oh yeah.
You know, you got 10, you hit them with 10 bangers. You just go 10 just bangers, just throw them out back to back. You know what I'm saying? But
shit, 10 minutes you can hit them with 2 bangers. It's over. Like, oh shit.
Yeah,
that's it.
straight up.
Two
like long stories, like good, nice ones. Like yeah, for sure.
You know why I learned that too? These 420 shows. You gotta talk mad slow. You gotta slow it down.
Word.
Because they high as shit.
Yeah.
So you gotta like let them hear the whole and this is how it went and this is how it ended.
Yeah.
That's how these 4 times, because I'm doing a lot of those now. Like we doing a lot of those shits, and those shits are like people like this.
Different pace.
Yeah.
Like they're bugged out. They high.
Word.
Like I know, don't get me wrong. I get lit myself a little bit, but when you perform into that, I don't do it high. Because then I would be off. Then we just staring at each other.
Let me tell you something, bro. I've done one of these on stage where like I wipe my face like I'm trying to wipe the high off of me, bro. But it ain't coming off.
That's bad.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, ooh, we're here.
Yeah.
In space like everybody else up here. Yeah.
Who are these people?
There will be more of us. What the fuck? Yeah, I can't do a high. I've learned that once, and
Don't do it
ever again.
That's not the move. I know, like creatives, and you can get lost, and you can.
Some people could do it. Some
By the
people
way,
have
that
to do
fly
it.
that just that doesn't mean you're high. There's an actual fly going around here right now.
A big ass fly.
You're not hallucinating. Don't worry about it.
Right.
I don't think I'll be able to edit that one out. The flies.
Oh no, it's not good. No, you're talking for. Oh, I just saw it right now.
No, he's one of our friends.
That's the homie.
Yeah,
Right.
They came in when Annie came in. He followed her.
Oh, word. Nah, we good.
Shout out to Annie in the building.
What up, Annie?
And cut. I learned that from my friend today.
There you go.
Yo, Cris, man. So it was good having you here.
Appreciate it.
You want to shout out your IG or your stuff like that?
Yeah. So y'all can find me on all platforms. Cristino Sosa. There's no
Cristino.
H. Yeah, just Cristino Sosa. Sosa. And be on the lookout, y'all. I got a dope show coming out on All Def Latino. And got some great talent on there too. We got Da Vinci from New York. We got Jay Moreno out there in Miami. We got Grace Kelly. We got who else do we got? I'm putting myself on the spot. But we got some great talent. And
what's the dates on the
Cisco Duran? We got Julie Baez. You know what I'm saying? Sabrina Sith. We got Toca Hannes. That's all of them.
Yeah.
That's a dope name.
Yeah.
Toca
Hannes. Yeah. She also has like a part of her brand is like smoking and stuff. So it's like token, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Toca Hannes.
Yeah. Dope.
Yeah.
Even doper.
yeah. It's cool.
So any dates coming up?
I'm gonna be at I don't know when this is airing, but I'm gonna be in Jersey on the 22nd, July 22nd. And but that's this Saturday.
That's
so
Saturday.
Yeah, that's this Saturday. No, it's all good.
That was a good show.
Oh, appreciate you, bro. Yeah,
You killed it, bro. As usual.
The 22nd, he killed it on the
Yeah, that was
22nd.
good.
Yeah, no doubt. But yo, man, like whenever this airs and y'all hear this, yo, like comics, bookers, also like, yo, put me on. I'm open. Got the availability.
You said something about August 1st? What? I didn't hear that part. August 1st?
Oh, so the first week of August is when it's called Latino AF, where we put your Latino to the test.
Got you.
Hosted by Papo Slice. Talk to him nice.
That's the alter ego?
That's Papo Slice.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's his ultimate. That's the Mexican in him. That's the
no, he's everything. He's the Thanos of Latinos. He's the Latinos.
Dope.
Yeah. So
Dope.
but yeah, man, be on the lookout for it. And thank y'all for having me, yo. I really appreciate y'all.
No, definitely.
You're a New Yorker now. You're almost a New Yorker.
Okay.
You gotta get
one more year. I mean, the end of the year, right? January, official.
Yeah.
You gotta get peed on your leg by a homeless person or something. You know what I mean? To be.
Do you fall asleep on the train?
Yeah. So
I've
fallen asleep on the train for sure.
With it.
Yeah.
Cool,
it's happened, bro. And you know, it's you shouldn't do that. But
No,
it's
you should not. But it does happen.
Because the A train, like I'm on the A train for a minute. I'm not AC because the C's local. So it'd be Bro.
Well, Cris, one of the things we always ask our guests at the end of the podcast is to look into the camera, give us a drop, and say how this is the best, absolutely best.
Well, so the name, you got to say the name too.
Brooklyn
Basement Podcast. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Give us a shout out. And tell us,
I got you. Yo, what up? It's your boy Cris Sosa, and we are
slow it
here.
down. We slow it down like you're in Texas.
I got you.
Chop and screw. Chop and screw it.
Hey, yo. It's your boy. It's your boy Cris Sosa, and we holding it down from the H-Town all the way to the north, holding it down in the basement, the Brooklyn basement, Brooklyn basement podcast. It's the best podcast in the world.
There you go.
World.
Will, wrap us up.
I'm Will Sweet, your boy AR, of course, my boy, and of course, Cris Sosa in the building. Thank you guys for tuning in. Keep tuning in. Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Do what the hell you got to do. You got to subscribe.
Yeah,
we got to get. That's important. That's important. Subscribe.
Because like 90% of our viewers are not subscribed.
Right.
Like 90%. People are watching it, but they just like. Yeah,
it was crazy.
I'll catch it when it passes by again.
Yeah, what's crazy is that like they're not even subscribed, but they know the schedule. It's the same. Like they're subscribed to it, but in their head they're like,
no, we need the
subscribe. Hit that button.
It's like they're supporting, but they're not supporting. That sucks.
Yes.
It's important to subscribe, y'all. I promise, and it ain't gonna make no difference. I promise, it ain't gonna do none of that. You hit that subscribe button, hit that bell too, so they can get the notifications. So they know y'all are on. We get it popping.
Definitely. Thanks again, Cris, for coming through, man.
If you see Cris in the train, wake him up and you know what I mean. Be like, yo, it's not a good place to be taking naps at.
Somebody helped me with my glasses, bro. My glasses fell, and they woke me up. I was like, yo, your glasses, and I was like, oh yeah, appreciate it. I'm like, that was nice. That wasn't New York like.
It was.
That was strange. Yeah, no, for sure.
All right, man. We out here, Brooklyn Basement Podcast.
Peace.
Yee.